Hubble is doing a series of incredible photos on galaxy collisions, and I want to break some of them down for you. Galaxy collisions take millions and millions of years to occur. It's not this huge clash that just occurs instantaneously. Most of what's in galaxies is just empty space. Plus, they take place across such extended time spans, which means that galaxy mergers are actually much less violent than you'd think. Stars and planets aren't actually crashing into one another. Let's start with a pair of galaxies collectively known as ARP 300, or UGC 05028 is the smaller galaxy, and UGC 05029 is the larger galaxy. They look far away from each other in this photo, but they're actually in the process of colliding. They're locked into a gravitational dance with each other right now, and eventually they'll start to merge. You can see that happening on a smaller scale in UGC 05028. Do you see that secondary bulge in this galaxy? Scientists think that's likely the result of a previous collision and that the two galaxies have almost completed their merger. Eventually, UGC 05028 will look seamless like the larger spiral galaxy. See the bright blue dots in the outer arms of both galaxies? This is where rapid star formation is happening thanks to the galaxy merger. When this type of interaction happens, the gas and dust within the galaxies becomes compressed, and this can trigger huge bursts of star formation. That's probably what's happening here. Let's move on to the next photo. Here you can see four distinct spiral galaxies. The largest on the left is NGC 1356. LEDA 467699 is above it, LEDA 95415 is right to the left of it, and finally, IC 1947 is way off to the left on the image. If you're wondering where these names come from, these are just different ways of cataloging deep space objects. NGC is New General Catalog of Nebula and Clusters, and it was first compiled in 1888. IC is the Index Catalog, which was added in 1895, and both have been added to over the centuries. LEDA was started in 1983 and is continually updated. Most galaxies have a LEDA identification in addition to their other names. Okay, back to the photo. It's a great lesson in perspectives, which is usually very hard to tell in a photo like this. For example, it looks like these two galaxies, NGC 1356 and LEDA 95415, are on the brink of merging with each other. In reality, they're about 300 million light years apart. In contrast, our neighboring galaxy Andromeda is just 2.5 million light years away from us. If you're wondering where all of this is taking place, NGC 1356 is about 550 million light years away from us. One way you can tell that these two aren't actually colliding in the photo is that they still have their distinct shapes, and NGC 1356 still has this nice glowy unbroken trail here in its outer arm that isn't interrupted by the seemingly smaller galaxy. If they were interacting at the level that's implied by this photo, they wouldn't have their nice spiral shapes anymore. If you're wondering which of the galaxies in this image are really interacting, it's the two that look furthest apart from one another, NGC 1356 and IC 1947. They're just 400,000 light years away from one another.